Yo! It's the Victor Wiltz Show. Last day of July. How's it going? I hope pretty good. Hope it's going amazing. All right. I know I've talked a lot about Gojira recently, but I just love they're getting all this attention. My social media feed just packed to the brim with Gojira. And they just deserve it so much. All of this attention they're getting. I mean, you heard that track we started the show with. They are so good. So good. I don't know. It's just awesome. Anyway, hello again, and welcome to the program today. Hopefully we've got a good show ahead. Hopefully no aggravations coming your way or my way today. Let's talk about my aggravation yesterday afternoon. I got home, I was going to whip up some food, and I was going to kick back and hang out with my lady and watch The X-Files. A nice, simple, relaxing afternoon. So, prior to sitting down and watching some X-Files and relaxing, I decided to let the cats go outside. Because they like to go outside, And I was doing some dishes and things. You got Koopa, the big kitty, keeping an eye on the little one. I'd pop out every few minutes, be like, what are you guys doing? She's being good. So got a few chores wrapped up, and then I went outside and was like, all right, kitten, time to come in the house. Time to come in. Because I can't keep an eye on you. Want to make sure you don't get up to anything you shouldn't. Like climb the fence and get into the neighbor's yard or something. I go out to pick her up. And she gets, the zoomies, runs over to the tree. Jumps up on the side of it. And I'm like, oh, look at the kittens on the tree. I get my phone out. I'm filming. Like, get down from there. What are you doing? Get down from that tree. So she goes up the tree a ways to about the level I've seen my other cats go. These are big trees. And cats, they'll go up a tree a little ways. So I'm like, look at it. Come on, come down, filming her. Then she starts going up further, and oh, geez. So I shut the camera off, and I'm trying to get her to come down. And she just keeps going higher and higher and higher. She's only been outside a handful of times, all right? If it was my big cat, he's like 10 or something. I wouldn't have worried about it, but she doesn't have the skills. She's a baby. She doesn't know how to climb backward down a tree. She got way up there, and the branch she went up, there weren't many other little branches coming off of it. It was like a pretty much straight vertical thing. She went so high up in this tree, and then she started freaking out. I don't know if I'd say freaking out, but she's me. And I get the ladder out. I've got a 16-foot ladder, okay? I climb up the ladder, get as high up as I can safely go on said ladder, and I'm still maybe halfway to where she's at. Maybe. And I'm trying to get her to come to me. I'm like, come on. And she'd, start trying to sort of come down the branch, and she just wouldn't go. She didn't get it. Because cats can't climb face down. They have to climb backward to get down. And I know that, cats, they're pretty tough. You hear these stories of cats falling out of a tree or something, falling at considerable distance and being fine. But I was still horrified, because the internet, you get on there and it's like, well, sometimes cats stay in trees for many days. Don't worry about it. She'll come down. If she was like full grown, sure. She might get scooped up by like a hawk or something. I've seen hawks in my neighborhood before. I'm not just going to leave a kitten up in the, I mean, she was in the top of the tree. All right. Maybe not quite the top, but pretty close. Much closer to the top than the bottom. So I couldn't just leave her out there. So I'm hanging out outside and I'm Googling, what do you do with a kitten stuck in a tree? And it's like, okay, you know, you can wait patiently, see if they come down, you know. Or if the cat is distressed, you know, you should probably call somebody. And it's like, don't call the fire department, call tree person. So I hit up one tree person. They're like, call the fire department. So I called the fire department. They're closed. I mean, I would assume if it's an emergency, 911 dispatches in, but I can't call 911. Help! My kitten's in the tree. 911, help me. So I started calling like every tree person I could find on Google. And I finally found a guy who would come over and he's like, yeah, I've gotten many cats out of trees. So he comes over and straps on, you know, his climbing gear, gets a backpack, straps it to his chest, and climbs up the tree, boom, gets the kitten down, the end. And he did it in like no time at all. You know, after she'd been up there just crying for hours. So, got to give a shout out to, sorry, I'm waking up here. I believe it was Bacon's Tree Service. Yeah, Bacon's Tree Service. The only tree person who could come out and get my cat out of the tree last night. And right after he got her out of the tree, it started like dumping rain and lightning and thunder for a few minutes. So I would have been horrified if that was going on while she was in the tree. So thank you to Bacon's Tree Service for saving the day. It's very much appreciated. And I'm already planning on getting her fixed this week, which is going to cost me a bunch of money. Then I got to pay, you know, the tree guy to get her out of the tree. Again, I didn't mind. It was better than leaving her in the tree. I was willing to pay. This is what you got to deal with pets sometimes. You got to pay. But, bad kitty. And then, right before bed, I go to let Koopa in, and Lucy, she just runs out the door. Zip, boom. If she would have ran up that tree a second time, then I would have left her. I'm not calling the guy. I know you were here an hour ago. Can you come back out and get my cat out of the tree again? That'd be so embarrassing. It was already embarrassing enough to call somebody to get the cat out of the tree, but I didn't know what to do. Again, we got wild animals around here, big birds. I'm not going to leave the kitten in the tree for days. Just can't happen. So that was my evening. Hope yours was less stressful. And you got to relax a bit, because by the time that was done, it was like, oh, okay, quickly eat something, go to bed. Ugh. Well, today's a new day. It's a new day. All right, I know some of you guys get mad when I talk about guys being dumb, but guys be dumb. They really do. I'm one of you. I can be dumb, but some of you, man, really dumb sometimes. I was reading through all these stories online. Under a thread, what's the dumbest thing you've heard a single person say/do that made you think, that's why they're single? And you just go, what a moron. Why? Because this dude be dumb, I guess, is the only answer. Are they watching the wrong influencers on YouTube? I've talked about that plenty of times before. You know, if you're watching these manly alpha influencers, you are not going to get yourself a lady if that's who you're looking toward for inspiration on how to be a dude. All right. If you need advice, I might be able to give you a little bit, but the first tip: don't go to alpha dudes for inspiration on how to run your life, or you are never going to find yourself a quality lady, all right? So let's read through some of these. They're really funny. All right. I was at a party where a man had been invited specifically to meet a woman who would be there. It was a setup, in other words. He asked her to play pool, a very innocent and pleasant way to get to know someone, right? Yeah, you're playing pool. It's a game you can talk to someone while you play. You're looking at each other. Well, he immediately started to dominate the game, and he held nothing back, including taunting her when she made bad shots and just criticizing everything she did in general. Of course, he won and rubbed it in her face like he was a 12-year-old. Think, in your face, loser. What an idiot. I mean, this would have been both funny and horrifying to watch happen as an outsider, but what is he thinking? Did he just not like her right out of the gate and was like, all right, I'm going to blow this thing up? And these people were in their 30s. It was straight out of a sitcom or something. Everyone who saw it knew why he was and would remain single. Now, I'm not saying, just let somebody win a game or something, but, if you're, really skilled at a game like pool, you can hold back a little bit if you're just trying to get to know somebody, okay? You don't need to take everything so seriously. It's just a game. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Friend of mine struggles with anxiety and just generally doesn't handle social situations well, so struggled with women for many years. Finally got talking to a girl on a dating app and asked her out. He was taking her to lunch for the afternoon and asked if my wife and I would meet them afterward for drinks. When we met them for drinks, it turns out they grabbed McDonald's and drove around town to places from Craigslist so he could buy Magic the Gathering cards. He wore sweatpants and flip-flops. It was winter and snowy. He spent most of the time angrily ranting about how an upcoming minimum wage increase was going to kill the economy and close businesses, and he makes minimum wage. He never saw her again. Yeah, dudes, I get comfort. Sweatpants, they're comfortable. But everything about this, you got to have the right lady. If your activities for a first date are, hit McDonald's, then drive all over the place, buying Magic the Gathering cards from people on Craigslist while you're rocking the sweatpants and flip-flops in the wintertime. All right, you're going to seem like a weirdo unless you find just that perfect someone who they show up wearing the same clothes by some freak, just, crazy alignment of all of the universes. And yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Let's see here. Again, you think back and they're like, was this guy trying to just blow this situation up? Or is he just a moron? I've met a lot of stupid guys, okay? So I'm guessing he might just be a moron. This thread's pretty out of control here that I'm reading on Reddit right now. Continuing on with what's the dumbest thing you've heard a single person say or do that made you think, that's why they're single. It's good to get the red flags just right up front. First date, get it out of the way. Then okay, this person's weird. This person's a crazy person. They gotta go. Rather than finding out way down the line. Oh, man. Yeah, some of these guys, you just go, okay, wow. Like, this one here, the person says, friend dated a guy who took her cat to the shelter as a stray. I shouldn't laugh. It's horrible. Luckily the cat was chipped, so the shelter called her to pick it up. She couldn't figure out how the cat got out, and the boyfriend's like, well, I don't know. I have no idea how the cat got outside. Then it happened a second time, so she had the cameras checked for the person dropping the cat off at the shelter, and it was the boyfriend. Jeez. I'm sorry, you got to be a real piece of crap to take your boyfriend or girlfriend's pet to the animal shelter. Thankfully it was chipped. That's so sad. So terrifying. Jeez. There was another thread I saw. It wasn't in this particular one, but it was another post where it was in the cats subreddit. Of course, I follow the cats subreddit. I mean, come on now. This is me we're talking about. Some girl posted, "Am I overreacting by wanting to break up with my boyfriend because he never felt sorry after stepping on my kitten's tail?" And she's got pictures of the little kitten. It's a cute little kitten. And it's like, well, okay, I've stepped on a cat's tail many times. If you have cats, you're going to step on their tail because they end up under your feet. And I always go, sorry, kitty, I'm sorry. You know, hopefully they know you're trying to make up for it. Who knows how their brains work, but the natural instinct to me is go, oh, sorry. You know, like if you bump into somebody's dog, you know, you happen to hit it with the door or something because it's hiding behind it, or, you know, oh, geez, I'm sorry. I would say it's a major red flag. If somebody stepped on a cat's tail and had no reaction, I was like, well, what? I would say you should dump that person. I think that's a sign of like a serial killer or something. But for real, I'm not joking here. If somebody stepped on one of my cat's tails and just acted like nothing happened, be like, get out of my house. What's wrong with you? You get. Oh, geez. Let's see. What else do we have here in this thread about dumbest things you've heard a single person say or do? Well, I think we've talked about this kind of situation before. Somebody brought their mom on their first date and asked her to order food for both of them. Don't bring your mom on your first date. Like, you need to bring your significant other to meet your parents down the line in a different situation. Not the first date, okay? How stupid are you? That's weird, all right? It's very strange. I would be very, like, creeped out if I showed up. I can't imagine, like, going on, I don't know, a normal, like, hey, let's go meet up. I'm going to go on a date. I don't know. I'm so lucky that things in my life worked out the way they did, where just that perfect someone just happened to, again, the alignment of the cosmos. I don't know how this worked out. So weird. All right, anyway. Guys, maybe take a look at this thread. All right, if you're out there, dudes, you're struggling picking up the ladies, go to Ask Reddit and look at what's the dumbest thing you've heard a single person say or do, and just start reading. Okay, you might get a little bit of insight that'll help you down the road in establishing a solid relationship. Okay. If you look at any of these things and go, well, that sounds like something I would do, correct that, okay? Also, you could think about potentially getting into some counseling or therapy and get some good advice there as well. Well, here's a list for me. The 21 weirdest items sold on Amazon that you'll still want. All right, they better be really weird, because I like weird stuff. For the most part. Weird people? I don't know. Okay. Weird things like an egg lamp. Yeah, I could go for this. Okay, this is a lamp that's shaped like a chicken. And it looks like it's about to pop an egg out, but that's the light bulb. You can pretty much envision this in your head. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. All right, useless things you'll want. Hander pants. These are like fingerless gloves that look like tighty whities, and you put them on your hands. Accoutrements hander pants. Hundreds of uses, stylish for any occasion. I mean, okay, this is a weird item, but I don't think I'd want it. I don't know. It is so stupid, it's funny. Google it up. You want to see what I'm talking about? Hander pants. So far, The egg lamp is the only thing that I'm like, yeah, okay, I could go for the chicken, pushing out a light bulb lamp. All right. Emotional support fries. This is just a stuffed animal that's French fries. Yeah. Not too excited about emotional support fries, but I'm not a stuffed animal guy either. So, all right. I mean, and I don't think it's that weird. It's kind of weird. The French fries have faces. All right. Instant underpants, just add water. I think this is like, I don't know. You ever seen those little compressed washcloths? My kids used to like these when they were, little. You buy a compressed washcloth and you put it in water and it expands, and all of a sudden you've got, this washcloth with, I don't know, Dora on it or something. I believe that's the case here. It's just a compressed underwear. All right, it's a funny gag gift, but not a must-have. So far, we're striking out, all right? Weird items on Amazon that you'll still want. No, I don't need the instant underpants. All right. All right, this is a squirrel finger puppet set. This would horrify my cats, so I think I do want this. You've got, they're little things you put on your fingers. One of them is a squirrel's head, and then you've got 4 squirrel arms for your other fingers. And it makes your hand look like a squirrel monster. How much is this? $6? Okay. I shouldn't spend any money because my cat cost me a bunch of money yesterday to get it out of a tree, as noted in the first break of the show today. If you missed the first break of the show, you're going to have to go back and listen on demand to find out why my cat, my little kitten, cost me a bunch of money last night. $6 though. That's a pretty good deal. Gear shift hoodie cover. That would look kind of cool in my truck, but it's not a must-have. It's a little tiny hoodie that you put over your gear shift. All right? If you know me, you know I like a hoodie. For sure. But, I don't need the new decoration for inside my truck. I'd rather get an actual hoodie for myself. All right, we've got the People of Walmart adult coloring book. All right, it's fun, but not a must-have for me. Sonny the Blobfish. It's just a weird-looking thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of creepy looking. I'd put that on the maybe list for me because of how strange it is. All right, maybe I'll put that in my save for later on Amazon. Sonny the Blobfish, you should look that up. What else we got? Lobster slippers, not a must-have. Pickle flavored toothpaste, no thanks. Okay, now we're back to the chicken egg nightlight. So it's not full-size chicken? All right, $20. I don't think it's a must-have. I'd rather have the squirrel finger puppets. It's only got a 4-star rating too. Looks kind of cruddy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no on the chicken nightlight. I thought it was a full-size chicken that you put a regular light bulb in. That would have been pretty awesome to me. It's a small chicken. I mean, it's okay. Anything else here? A mini wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube man. $30? You can get out of here. Get out of here with that. Yeah, this list, as is typical of internet lists, not very good. Not very good. I've stopped even telling you about the descriptions of some of these things here because as I scroll through them, I discovered that less and less of them are weird items that I would still want. Yeah. Emergency goat noisemaker. It's just a little thing, you push the button and it makes goat sounds. $11, I mean, the price is decent. Not a must-have. Not a must-have, though. Breaking down another list on the Victor Wilt Show. That's right, list action coming your way. The 5 best video games of all time, according to gamers. Oh, yeah? Really? All right. Supposedly, this website consulted 10 expert gaming and entertainment review websites to compile all of the results and bring the top 5 video games of all time your way as far as reviews from actual gamers go. We shall see what I think about this list. All right, coming in at number 5. It's definitely one of the best video games of all time. Red Dead Redemption 2. You know I'm a fan of that. Certainly deserves to be on a list of the best video games of all time. In my opinion, it's the best video game of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Now, there are games that are really close to as good as Red Dead 2, but it's, for whatever reason, my favorite. I just love it. It's so good. All right, coming in at number 4, what do we got? It's a great video game. Would I put it in my list of the top 5 video games of all time? I don't know. But it is a great video game, Super Mario 64. I mean, you also have to have been around when it came out. It was revolutionary. Nobody had ever seen anything like this. I remember the first time I saw Mario 64 at Fred Meyer in Pocatello on one of those, things they used to have where you could actually try video games live in the store. And I played a little bit of it and was like, oh my gosh, the future is now! And I think it's fair to put Mario 64 on a list of the best video games of all time because it was such a game changer. What do we got at number 3? Okay, Ocarina of Time. Not surprised. I figured that one would be on the list. It's very, very highly revered, and it was a game changer in the world of Zelda and that type of game. I remember the first time you walk out into Hyrule Field, you're like, oh my gosh, it's huge! And now it's, I've gone back and played it recently, and I think Mario 64 stands up over time better than Ocarina of Time. I really think it does. I don't know. It's not a bad game by any means. But after playing Breath of the Wild is way better than Ocarina of Time. It's like, there's no comparison. Breath of the Wild is a masterpiece. So, I don't know. I mean, again, Ocarina of Time, game changer at the time it came out. But what do we got at number 2? Tetris! It's legendary. It's legendary. It's an aggravating game for me. I make bad decisions. It's a game I've never been very good at. I talked about going to the Nintendo Championships in 1990 as an 8-year-old and just bombing on Tetris. I did fine on Mario Bros, bombed on Tetris, and then Rad Racer, I'd never played that game. And so I certainly bombed on that. But Tetris, I mean, that's super legendary. Would I put it on the best video games of all time? I mean, for me personally, I'm not good at it. Like, I have Tetris in VR. I like the game. It's very satisfying when I'm doing well, but I'm so dumb sometimes with the decisions I make in Tetris that, for me personally, it wouldn't end up on the best video games of all time, but I could see why. It's Tetris. Would I put it ahead of Red Dead or Mario 64 or Ocarina of Time? No way. But I put in a lot of hours on the classic Game Boy on Tetris. What's number 1? Oh! Number 1, Breath of the Wild. Okay. I think that, like I said, that game definitely deserves to be on the list of the best video games of all time. It's certainly, I'm not super far into the latest Zelda game. I kind of fell off of the gaming train for some reason. I'm hoping to get back to it. What is the name of the newest Zelda game? Shout out to Captain Zach, who gave me a copy of it. Very nice of him. Very nice. I need to get back into playing it. And it's on par with Breath of the Wild, but there's something about Breath of the Wild that it's one of those games you wish you could experience again for the first time. It's so good. It's a masterpiece. Any games? Now, I'm surprised that Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't on this list of the best video games of all time. I would put Grand Theft Auto 5 ahead of Ocarina of Time and probably ahead of Mario 64 as well. That's really the only game that comes to mind that I'm really surprised isn't on this top 5 list of the best video games of all time. But I'm amazed. It's a pretty solid list as far as my gaming taste goes. And I know we've asked the question enough times online, what is the best video game of all time? But maybe I'll go ask it again in the Facebook group and see what kind of responses we get out of people. All right, well, I need to play some video games. I really need to. I did play some video games with my kids over the weekend. Oh, geez. I was playing some PC games with them. I don't remember. Oh, we were playing this game called Roblox, which I'd never played before. I've heard of it. And we played some kind of a fashion show thing where you dress your character up and then people vote. There'll be like a theme, like, okay, darkness. And you dress your character up and you try to win the fashion show. This is what I did with myself on the weekend. It was actually pretty fun, but I don't know. It was silly. All right, fellow olds. I was looking at a list of unforgettable solo trips for people over 50. Like, what? How is there a trip specifically for people over 50? I think you should be able to enjoy a relaxing vacation at any age. But also, why you gotta fly solo? What are these trips that you're gonna go do by yourself once you reach the age 50? Let's find out. Embarking on a cruise down the Ganges River. This article says that visiting the Ganges River is a rite of passage for any traveler. It's not exactly stress-free to travel in India as a solo traveler, but hey, don't worry about it. You just book a cruise, like the Uniworld Golden Triangle Wellness Cruise. That does sound like an old person cruise, doesn't it? I don't know. Oh, you could take the India's Golden Triangle and the Sacred Ganges Cruise starting, the cheapest package, $7,900. I guess you do have to have that boomer money to be able to take that cruise. Jeez. I guess I'm back to driving to Vegas. Yeah. Scratch that one off my list till I win the lottery. All right, what else do we got here? Ride a train through the Canadian Rockies. Okay. I have taken a look at train journeys before. I don't know why the thought of this appeals to me in some way. But for some reason, there's something. Maybe it's because I've never been on a train ride. It'd probably be like if you've never flown, you'd be like, wow, flying on an airplane would be so cool. And then you do it once and you're like, oh, what an aggravation. So uncomfortable. And a train ride takes a long time. I mean, these train journeys, it's like days and days. You stop in little towns and sleep in hotels and stuff, so that's great, but it does seem like you could kick back on a train and just read a book and relax. I don't know, it sounds relaxing to me. There are some pretty cool train rides you can take as well through some really cool areas. They have these trains that they'll have like glass encased cars, so you can just see all around you, and you're on these train tracks that go through areas where there are no roads or anything. You're like going through the mountains and stuff. Okay. Let's see what the Rocky Mountaineer costs. Huh? I bet it's not cheap. This is, again, going to have to be one of these boomer vacations. All right, let's say we want to travel in 2024, and we'll go United States, and let's do 4 to 6 nights. That's, okay, we'll go the cheapest one. 1 to 3 nights. Oh, that's rail only. So this is just to be on the train, no hotel. And you can go to Moab, Denver, Grand Junction, Vegas, or Salt Lake. I guess we'll go Moab because, I don't know, it seemed like the environment around it would be cooler. All right, apply. Show me. Show me the money. How much it going to cost to put me on a 2-day Denver to Moab train? Jeez! Minimum of $1,700. That's just to sit on the train for 2 days. All right? No hotel. Does it include food? Anything? I don't know. It doesn't say anything about food. That's just to sit on the train. Because it says price per guest $1,700 to $2,300. So maybe if you want food, you throw in another, $500 and they'll give you a sandwich. Jeez. Oh yeah, optional add-ons. No, okay, it does include 2 breakfasts and 1 lunch. That's it? I don't know, train ride probably out for me. Not going to be able to afford a train ride. Need that boomer money. What other vacations are they recommending for solo old travelers? Go to Croatia, experience Machu Picchu. That'd be cool. I would like to go there. Explore the best of Egypt by boat. Cruise the Nile. I really want to visit Egypt, but it's not safe. No, it's not good. It's one of the places I've wanted to visit most, but it just sounds like a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. Okay, here's the Victor Wilt vacation. Go cat spotting in Istanbul. Yeah. Apparently, there's just cats everywhere. All right. They've got a picture of 2 cats all snuggled up by the ocean. How nice. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be funner to travel with somebody than just traveling solo at 50. I hope at 50 I am traveling, but yeah, not alone. It sounds sad. To each their own, though. I mean, if you are alone, might as well travel. For sure, get out of town. Better than sitting around the house watching YouTube. Yeah. Trying to get the cat to get out of the tree. K-Bear, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. If you want to do some cool little, short line railroad trips, the Durango-Silverton Railway out of Durango, Colorado's got a nice little ride. You ride up through the canyon past Purgatory, and then they bring you back on a bus. Or you can pay for the round-trip ticket. It's only a day adventure. And then there's the Cumbres and Toltec, which is out of Antonito, Colorado, down into New Mexico, where you go back and forth through there. And that's an old steam engine trip as well. That's a lot of fun.
All right. You're actually the second person who called me about the Durango train, but the other one I hadn't heard of. And I hadn't heard of the Durango one either, but the price on the Durango one looked pretty good. I've got this Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad website up as well, and I'm going to bookmark that because these both look pretty cool, and the price is right.
Yeah, so. And when you catch the Cumbres and Toltec, if you catch it out of Antonito, Colorado, you can stay in Pagosa. It's not Pagosa. What crud is it? I can't remember what city it is. You can stay there, but there's a little town in between there called Manassas. And if you follow boxing, there was a guy known as the Manassas Mauler, Jack Dempsey. That's where he's from.
Wow.
It's a little itty-bitty town, and one of my friends who lives there, her mom runs the museum dedicated to him.
Oh, nice. Right on, man. Well, I have to note that, and if I'm able to take this trip sometime, I'll have to stop and check out the museum for sure.
It's Pagosa Springs. You stop there. They've got hot springs there that are really great. A lot of people love them. There's different elements in the water, unlike lava, so it affects your body a little differently. It's just a great trip all the way across there, and then Wolf Creek Pass, you just take your time going over it. It is gorgeous.
It really is. Way cool,
and
man.
It's just, you're driving, but don't be in a hurry. Just take your time, and you get there, and you just enjoy the view, because it's just gorgeous all through there.
Way cool,
just
man.
Gorgeous views.
Well, heck yeah.
So,
really appreciate the recommendations. I'm going to note these things because, yeah, a train ride through the mountains, it does sound like something that would be really neat. So,
Yeah, and then, you can take the Cumbres and Toltec down and take the Enchanted Circle tour in New Mexico, which takes you to Taos, Angel Fire, Eagle's Nest, that are also ski resorts in the wintertime. That, man, it's just gorgeous up there. It really is.
Well, cool, man.
It blows people's minds that a high elevation desert at, 7,000 feet can be so beautiful, and it is. It really is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in New Mexico, like Taos, you mentioned, I mean, those are areas I've wanted to visit. So that makes for a pretty good excuse,
Oh, yeah. And in Taos, some of the earth ships, the homes that people built out of whatever's hanging around and stuff, there's a couple of them that you can go and tour as well.
Oh, nice. Right on.
And there's a killer restaurant in Taos, and it's called the Blue Door or Azul something. I can't remember the name of it, but it's been there for like 80 years, and the food is amazing.
All right, the Blue Door. I'll do some Googling on that. I'm finding websites, The Secret of Taos Blue Door. So I don't, Blue Doors must be a thing there, but I'll have to try to find that particular restaurant. Great to know.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well,
man, take it easy.
Hey, you too, man. Appreciate all of the info, and you have yourself a great day, man.
Oh, yeah, driving down to the VA clinic in Pocatello and then coming back, listening to your show the whole time.
Well, thanks for listening, man. Hope everything goes well today.
Yep.
Right on.
See you later.
See ya. Freak News is powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. What is up? It's Victor Wilt. Morning. Shout out to all the people who called to tell me about various train rides that you could take, train trips that are not thousands of dollars. All right. I have noted the Durango train, the Durango and Silverton, narrow gauge railroad museum tour, America's Railroad, DurangoTrain.com. Looks pretty cool. Take the Highline Express for between $57 and $89. Now that's what I'm talking about. All right. Want to take the steam train to Durango? $100. All right. Not bad. I don't know about the cowboy poetry train, though. Howdy. I'm going to read you some sad poems about my horse. they got a picture here of some cowboys on a train with a guitar. I shouldn't judge. Cowboys can write good poems, too. Another train that a listener told me about was the Cumbres and Toltec train. And this looks pretty cool, too. I didn't look up the prices, but, well, let's click on Book Your Trip, see if it gives me some rough estimates here. All right, I'm not going to click that many times. Either way, the full details of that call that I had with the last guy who told me about the Cumbres and Toltec train, that'll be on the on-demand version of this show. I recorded that call in the wrong place, and I can't play it back for you while I'm also recording this current moment in time for the on-demand podcast version of the show. So I guess that's bonus content, a phone call. All right. I don't know why, but I've been just stuck in the 5 best lists. I guess it's sort of news, right? The top 5 ice creams, according to experts. Do you want to know? You want to know? Come on, who doesn't like ice cream? Coming in at number 5, Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream. Never heard of it. Oh, you can order it online. It's not easily found. Okay, is this going to be a list of ice creams that we just can't get anywhere? I haven't looked at any of these lists either, so they could be straight garbage. But I just pulled up a bunch of lists. It's the top 5 countdown for Freak News on the Victor Wilt Show. Coming in at number 4, Ben & Jerry's. Number 3, Tillamook. Would I put Tillamook ahead of Ben & Jerry's? I might. Tillamook ice cream's really good. Ben & Jerry's, though, they pack it with additional stuff like cookies and, it's extremely gluttonous. But I think the ice cream itself, Tillamook might be better. Oh, we got somebody calling? What do they want? They better be on topic, or I will shame them. K-Bear, please turn down your radio. You're live on the show. Who's this?
Sorry, dude. My bad. It's Austin.
Hey,
How's it
Austin.
going?
What's up? Doing pretty good, man. What's happening?
I was calling about the train ride in Durango to Silverton. We just did that last month, me and my family.
Yeah, is it pretty cool?
It was pretty sweet. The train had washed out like halfway up, so we couldn't do the full trip because there was a flash flood through that canyon through Moab and everything like the night before.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, it was a pretty sweet ride. Really good, really fun trip from here to through Utah all the way to through Moab and Colorado. Then you can hit Arches National Park on the way too if you're into the big rocks.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I've only been through Arches, like a quick drive. I showed up when they were about to close, so they didn't make me pay to get in, but they're like, yeah, you got to leave in like a half hour, so have fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We were there for probably 2 or 3 hours. We had little kids, so we just let them run around, get their energy out on the long car ride, and then we hop back in and headed towards Moab.
Nice. So on the train ride, did you just drive up a ways and then go in reverse to get back down?
They actually have a big old turnaround at a halfway point. I forgot what it's called. Some can, but they put the train in like a loop and then back it up. So if you're sitting on the left side going up, you'll be on the right side coming down.
Oh, cool.
You'll see the other half of the ride that you didn't see on the way up there.
Nice. And it looks like a great value. I had multiple people call and tell me about that. So I think I'm going to have to add it to the bucket list because, again, the price is right for me.
Yeah. It's a fun time. The only thing, going to Silverton, we never made it because, like I said, the track washed out. But the halfway point they did get us on, after going so slow up and down, I think it actually worked out better with the kids because they would have been really restless coming all the way back from Silverton on a slow train ride.
Oh, yeah, I'd bet.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it worked out pretty good for us either way.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the info and tips. And, yeah, I'm going to have to make my way down there, give it a whirl.
Yeah. I had to get in before you switched subjects, so.
All good, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, cool. I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, we must be rolling on a pretty decent delay still. I don't know. Jade's not here this week, so I can't exactly check in and see where the delay is at. Because I was talking about ice cream, but we were on trains earlier, so you are totally fine, Austin. We're totally cool. All right, I got to see what ice cream's better than Tillamook. I shouldn't be thinking about ice cream this morning. We have some Far's ice cream in the fridge here. Shout out to Far's. They like to bring us delicious cordials and ice cream. One of my favorite gluttonous snacks is you take Far's ice cream and then you smash up a Far's cordial in it. Oh, I still don't know why they don't make cordial ice cream. It's been my main suggestion to Far's. Like, you got to make cordial ice cream. It'd be just a game changer in the ice cream world. I don't know why I'm using the phrase game changer so much today, but you can make your own, so it doesn't really matter. But the Far's cordials are in my top. If we're talking top 5 stuff, Far's cordials in my top 5. I guess you'd call it a candy bar. Sure. It's shaped like a ball, but it's still, I'm going to call it a candy bar. Ugh. Depending on the day, it could be my favorite. Okay, what's better than Tillamook? Okay, this stuff is good. Talenti gelato, it is really good. That stuff in the little see-through container. I was talking with my girlfriend about that stuff just the other day. Haagen-Dazs at number 1. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's good. Maybe it's been too long since I had some. No, so yeah, I don't need to be going and buying ice cream to go, is Haagen-Dazs better than Tillamook? Let's give it a whirl. I can't imagine Haagen-Dazs being better than Ben & Jerry's. Or especially Talenti. I mean, they're showing a picture here of Talenti Gelato Caramel Cookie Crunch. Good Lord. That sounds insane. That is right up my alley. I'm not going to the grocery store today. They got a lot of top 5 lists here. This is kind of crazy. Why do I have so many of these open? Top 5 roller coasters. Top 5 beginner guitars. Top 5 fantasy movies of all time. Top 5 sound bars. I'll have to keep digging into this. I just want to get on a train and eat ice cream. Read a good book. Maybe play some video games. I'd wear headphones, don't worry. I'm not going to be that guy on the train playing my Switch with no headphones. All right, be back in a minute. Freak news Powered by Grease Monkey. I know it wasn't really freak news. I mean, to me, it is freak news that you could take an awesome train ride for potentially like $60. And it's freak news to me that somebody would think Haagen-Dazs is better than all of those other ice creams we named. So I think it worked. The top 5 countdown continues. I don't know why I'm reading these articles, because anytime you find a list online, you look at it and you go, well, I disagree with this list. This list is garbage. This list is not accurate. Yeah, it's just some random list. Like I was looking at the one about sound bars, top 5 sound bars. And when I bought the sound bar for my living room, I did extensive research before I picked the one I picked. And it wasn't on the list of the top 5 soundbars. Yet when I went to some of the articles they linked, it was on there. So it's like, no, you guys ain't gonna convince me that a Roku soundbar is better than what I've got in my living room. The Samsung Q990. It's a beast. It's a beast of surround sound glory. Yeah. Anyway, top 5 best pizza chains according to Foodies. All right, so these are chain restaurants. All right, pizza restaurants that are available pretty much everywhere. Let's count them down. Number 5, Papa John's. Number 4, Mellow Mushroom. Where is that? There are apparently 170 locations in the U.S. Now, looking at the pizza that they have a picture of, it looks good. Sure. But I have never heard of this restaurant in my life. Mellow Mushroom? Okay, let's keep going here. Number 3, Pizza Hut. Number 2, California Pizza Kitchen, which I've only seen for sale in the grocery stores. Then number 1, the Foodies say Domino's is best. Well, that's a hot take. Now, I mean, I'm not saying Domino's is bad. Pizza is not ever bad. All right? I think I talked about pizza yesterday because I talk about pizza a lot because pizza's good. Yeah, you buy yourself a $1.50 Totino's. You're going to try to tell me that's bad? There's better pizza, without question. But who doesn't like Totino's? Don't lie. Shut up, you do too. It's not bad. Maybe it's not the best, but you're going to tell me if you're hungry and someone's like, you want some Totino's? That you're going to be like, no, I don't eat that trash pizza. Totino's sounding pretty good. Domino's sounding pretty good. I will admit that due to the location, lately, Pizza Hut has been winning. They're right by my house. I can order a pizza. I can be eating pizza in 15 minutes if I order takeout from Pizza Hut. Domino's is only a little bit further away, but Pizza Hut's just bam, bam. And if you order in that app, you can get some good deals. Should I give away a Pizza Hut secret on air? I don't know if they'll get mad. I mean, Pizza Hut running ads? Maybe they should. I'm giving out tips here on how to get yourself. Now, all the pizza places, if you shop through the app, they have a good deal. But let me tell you a little tip here on how to get yourself a fantastic deal on a stuffed crust. All right, they always have a deal for a one-topping stuffed crust in the app for I don't know, $14 or something like that. Don't quote me on these prices, okay? Just follow my instructions on how to get a better stuffed crust for a cheaper price. So in the app, again, go to the deals and they'll have, the stuffed crust deal. Ignore that. Go to the 3-topping large, which is a pretty good deal to begin with. And then you can select stuffed crust and it's like $2 more, but it would be cheaper to get a 3-topping large stuffed crust. And, you add the stuffed crust as an option when you select your crust, than it would be to get the 1-topping stuffed crust pizza. I know I'm giving away secrets here, but who wouldn't want 3 toppings instead of 1 for a cheaper price? And then what you do if you're you live alone like me, you can make a multi-day meal out of this because stuffed crust fills you up because you'll actually eat the crust. You don't throw it in the garbage. It's good. You get, the pizza with half 3 toppings, and then the other half 3 different toppings. And it doesn't cost you any more. So you basically got a 6-topping pizza for an incredible value. Now they're going to take that deal away. They're going to take that option out. Don't do it. Come on. Let me enjoy I got to do what I got to do to get by at a reasonable price, Pizza Hut. But again, all the pizza places have pretty good deals if you shop in the app. So Domino's doesn't have stuffed crust. I think that's the only thing that they're lacking over there. Lacking on that stuffed crust. Domino's, I think even Papa John's has a stuffed crust. What's the deal, Domino's? All you got to do is put cheese sticks in the crust. It's not difficult. All right. I think I gave myself heartburn talking about pizza. Like, all of a sudden, my stomach's bothering me. Need to take some Tums. All right. Well, I guess I just eliminated pizza from the food options for today. There you go. You just learned something new if you want to keep yourself from eating pizza. Apparently talk about it for about 5 minutes straight. We may have just come across one of the most ridiculous phone scams, or at least one of the most ridiculous things a person has done while being phone scammed that I've ever seen. I mean, maybe thankfully I didn't actually see it, but the phone scammer did. We've got a phone scammer tricking a Mayfield Heights, Ohio woman into undressing on FaceTime. Take your clothes off. Okay. Imagine that your bank calls you, supposedly. You think it's your bank. All right? And they're like, oh, your account's been compromised. You need to immediately move your funds to another bank account. Let's give you that account number. Please transfer this. Get on your computer and transfer the funds to this other account. This is the bank who actually does these kind of transfers for you when you go to the bank if you wanted to move money around. Right out of the gate, that should be a red flag. But people, they get in a panic. Oh, my money's going to disappear. My money. No, I can't lose all my money. So this woman transfers the money from one account to the other. And the scammer then goes and withdraws $6,000. This $6,000 this woman has deposited. Then the scammer calls her on FaceTime. Like, listen, it's so-and-so from your bank. At this point, they're just messing with her. And they're like, all right, listen. What you need to do, because we need to verify your account, is we need a full body scan. Take all your clothes off and spin around. And the woman did it. Then the scammer starts laughing. Look at... She's naked, spinning around. Have you ever had your bank tell you, even when you're there in person, listen, to verify your identity, we need a full body scan. Even when you get a full body scan at the airport, they don't make you take your clothes off. I would think that take your clothes off for the camera would be a red flag, but apparently not. And now this woman, she's out her money. The cops are trying to figure it out, but they're striking out. She's out $6,000, and she was dancing around naked for a stranger on FaceTime. Oh, I just wonder what's going on sometimes. Like, you got to talk to your old people, okay? I'm just making the assumption this is an old person, and maybe that's wrong of me. Does the article say how old this person is? It just says a woman, all right? And this kind of stuff happens to grandpa as well, so don't you be like, hey, yeah. All right, anyway. Talk to the olds in your life and let them know about phone scams. And if somebody calls asking for money or to move things around, transfer your funds to a different account, go down to your bank, walk in the door. Don't be doing major financial transactions over your phone due to a phone call you've received, okay? Please. Talk to your old people, all right? Help them out. I was just talking with my homie Jay Miller about guitars. His son has started to play guitar, getting really into it. And so, yeah, we just got in guitar discussion, and I was telling him how down in my basement now, I've got these 2 blank spots on my wall. My daughter came and visited, and last time she was out, she was asking me about an electric guitar. And I wouldn't say I have a lot of guitars, because I know people who have more guitars than me. I'd say I have a decent number. I don't know exactly how many, because I'd have to just count around in my head, the spots on the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I got 2 upstairs. 3 upstairs, 4. Counting bases. We'll say I have around 10. 10 guitars. Minus 2, because I gave my daughter a bass and an electric guitar. Boy, is she spoiled. I loaded her up on gear. Like, she better be so grateful. No, it's stuff I didn't use. I gave her a bass amp. I gave her a mixing board that was basically brand new. Gave her a nice microphone. Like, a nice microphone. Great mic for broadcast or recording vocals. Gave her, like I said, a bass guitar, an electric guitar. I gave her my old guitar multi-effects pedal, the one that I used at all of my live shows back in the day. And I think I threw in some other stuff as well. But now I got these 2 blank spots on the wall in my basement. And part of what I've been trying to do over the last year is decorate my house. It was feeling very empty, and it was a mess. And, when you're trying to get your life back together, something about having the house looking nice. And I'll tell you, when there were 5 electric guitars hanging on the wall in the basement, and now there are 3, and then there's just empty spots. Ugh. It makes me kind of crazy. And I cannot be buying any more stuff. All right? I had to replace appliances at my house. I got this expensive kitten who keeps costing me more and more money, because she goes up the tree and won't come down, and I got to call the tree guy to come get the kitten out of the tree. I already talked about it early this morning. Listen to it on the on-demand version of the show. But it's going to make me crazy seeing empty spots on the wall. And obviously I could buy cheap guitars. Like, you could find on Facebook Market a $50 guitar. But I'm not buying them just for decoration. I'd want to be able to play them. And you got to spend a little bit of dough on a guitar if you want to get yourself a decent one. You don't have to spend tons of money. Don't let anybody convince you of that. You could get yourself a nice used guitar for a few $100 that's top quality. And here's how you pick a guitar. Don't just order one online. Don't read a bunch of reviews and go, all right, that's what I want, and then order it online. You need to try the guitar. Okay? There is no best guitar brand. There is no best guitar style. Best guitar shape. The way you pick a guitar is you get it in your hands and play it. The guitar that feels right in your hands is the guitar you want. Like, I pulled up a list from Guitar World. What are the best guitar brands? Coming in at number 1, Fender. Now, my amplifier is a Fender amp. My 300 watts of beastly tube power is a Fender amp. I've played some Fender guitars. They're great. But I've never played one that I had to have, that I was like, I have got to have this guitar. Got to have it. Now, the number 2 brand they've got on here, I would love to get a guitar from Gibson. I would love a Gibson guitar. They play great. They sound great. They're awesome. They feel good in your hands. But I don't have enough money. All right? Gibson, very expensive guitars. Very expensive. They're great, but I can't justify that because you know what? My ESP, I like it just as much as any Gibson I played. And that Devin Townsend guitar that I bought, the Framus, That feels like a Gibson guitar in your hand. I like that better than any Gibson I played. I'd still want to get a Gibson, but I don't have enough money. See PRS at number 3? Sure, they're all right. And you always see them as one of the best guitar brands, but I've played a lot of PRS guitars. I've played Jades, I played Brads, I played them at the store. I don't know. I've just never picked one up that felt like I've got to have this in my hands. Now, a cheaper guitar, which they do make higher end, but you can get yourself a great deal on an Ibanez. Ibanez is one of my favorite brands. They feel great in my hands. A lot of people would trash on Ibanez. I think they're great guitars. My first guitar was an Ibanez, and my second guitar was an Ibanez. My acoustic guitar is an Ibanez. I haven't bought an Ibanez in a long time, and one of the guitars I gave my dog, actually, I gave her two Ibanez. I gave her an Ibanez bass and an Ibanez electric. My nice Ibanez electric guitar. She's so spoiled. ESP coming in at number 5. Great guitars that I never thought I would want. Till I put one in my hands at the No Limit Guitar Company. I love No Limit Guitar Company. I can't walk in there too often. Because every time I do, I go into that guitar room and I find a guitar that I want. And I don't play my guitars enough as it is. Great guitar shop, though. Shout out to Rule, he's the man. But, it's torturous going in there. Because I know there's going to be something that I want, and I cannot be doing it. Got to deal with paying off that washer and dryer. And I do actually use that. So, I can't justify buying another guitar that I probably won't play enough when I still need to pay off the washer and dryer. I was just reading that about half of Americans under 50 don't think they'll have kids, and most of them say they don't want to. And that's not a problem. There's been a lot of discussion in the news recently about people who don't have kids. Not going to get into it. I will just say there's nothing wrong with deciding to not have kids. And also a lot of people want to have kids and can't. So I think you're kind of a piece of garbage if you shame people who don't have kids. You don't know why they don't have kids. Back off. Also, it's very expensive. I am pretty grateful that my kids are grown up and living on their own. Because, holy cow, to have little ones in this day and age, I mean, you know how expensive groceries are now, right? I cannot imagine. What are diapers costing? They've got to be crazy expensive because they weren't cheap back in the day. Let's go to Amazon, I guess. I could have went to Walmart, but let's look at diapers. Just okay. Bestseller, Pampers, 168 pack, $55. I mean, it's been so long since I bought diapers. I'm like, is that a bad deal? Is that a good deal? I don't remember. There's a 32 pack, $10. I mean, that doesn't seem horrible, I guess. But okay. How many diapers does a baby go through in a day? A few? I guess that does add up fast, don't it? Okay, anyway, the article, which I only kind of skimmed here, just talks about the reasons that people are not having children. And one of the main reasons is that they're extremely expensive. Like, I've got a kitten, okay? I got a kitten in my house. I'm not going to say how much money I spent yesterday to have somebody come get her out of the tree in my backyard. And I don't want any shame, like, dude, she would have just come back down. She wasn't coming back down, okay? And I could not get her myself. She was way up there. This is a big tree. She was really, really high up in the tree. And I didn't know what to do. She's a baby. So I had a guy come get her out of the tree. And it cost me, okay? I got to get her fixed this week. That's going to cost me. A kitten is not even comparable to the price of a baby. All right? Very expensive children. So I totally get it. I think, it's really kind of a bummer if there are people who would like to have kids, but the reason they won't is because it's too expensive. That's something we got to figure out what to do as a society. Because, I mean, I'm really glad that I have my girls. They're the most amazing little people. But again, I'm so glad that they were, growing up when things were more affordable. I don't know how people would get by, in a lot of these situations. What about those people who have lots of kids? I only had 2. That was very expensive. Again, I could barely afford a kitten. Those 2 cats eat me out of house and home. Actually, if she'd stay out of the tree, it wouldn't be so bad. She's grounded. Literally. Not allowed to go up into trees. She is grounded and she can't go outside. Little stinker. Okay, anyway. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you are choosing to not have children. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people shame you. It's kind of like, oh, you need to get married. No, you don't. You can just say you're married. You don't have to do the legal end of things if you don't want to. There's financial reasons and such that it's good to do so, but don't let anybody bully you into doing anything. All right? It's your life. All right, what is going on in Texas? Jeez. 103 earthquakes in 1 week in West Texas. Yeah, they've declared a state of emergency. Ugh, that would have to be annoying. You get one earthquake, it's like, okay, this is annoying. Then you get another, like, all right, enough already. Just boom, boom, and they just keep getting larger and larger and larger. Texas, it's just not the place to be, is it? When's the last time you read good news about Texas? At the beginning of the pandemic, everybody raving about Texas. Everybody wanted to move to Texas. Texas is the best place on earth. I can't imagine how many people are just furious with Joe Rogan after moving to Texas. Because that was his spiel forever there. I'm leaving LA. LA sucks. I'm moving to Texas where, it's sunshine and rainbows and unicorns and... just glitter falls from the sky. It's amazing. It's Texas. And now you got, winters that are horrible, pipes bursting, your house getting flooded, heat waves, no power for a week, hundreds of earthquakes. Oh, man. It just sounds like a terrible place. It sounds awful. Like, there are a lot of places in the U.S. I would not want to move, but Texas is now at the top of the list. Plus, yesterday, I was engaging in a tiny bit of not arguing, but tiny bit of discourse on Facebook. Because we have people who don't pay attention to the news till all of a sudden they walk in the library and they're like, why is the library requiring me to show my ID? I'm 25 years old. And they're just playing it safe. They don't know what kind of trouble they're going to get into if someone under 18 happens to walk near the Stephen King book. So they're checking everybody's ID. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention to who you're voting for. And I pointed out that there are these websites that our politicians have used. I've talked about this before, where they talk about freedom rankings. But our governor, Little, he was touting stats from this website. Hey, Idaho showing up, blah, 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 on the freedom rankings at such and such website. But he didn't talk about the personal freedom rankings. Idaho's at number 49 in the nation. The only place with less personal freedom than Idaho in the U.S., according to this website, that again, politicians tout to, make it look like, I don't know, whatever particular topic they are currently discussing is going well. The only place worse for personal freedom in the U.S. than Idaho. Texas. There, again, what is the last good thing you've heard about Texas? I haven't heard anything in the news in ages that's like, wow, that's great. That's awesome. Texas sound wonderful. The most aggravating bit of travel I had in the last couple years, being at the Dallas airport. Place is a dump. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's not nice. But it was like, I don't know, it was uncomfortable in there. It was very overcrowded. Like, I don't know what was going on with the hallways in that place. It's like, this is it's a massive airport. It's massive. The Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. How about making things a little bit wider? You know, everything's bigger in Texas, except the hallways in the airport where there's all these people. Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to get COVID. I'm in Texas. All right, anyway. Good luck to the people of Texas. Making me feel a lot better about being here. And we got to put up with a horrible winter, but everything else, I mean, it ain't too shabby. I'll deal with snow over all these horrible things I read about places like Texas. It's the Victor Wilt Show. I was looking through Reddit. I know, it's all I do. It's all I do to find content. Well, if I go to the news sites, then all of a sudden we just do nothing but politics and political talk in general. And nobody want to hear that, right? I mean, it would be fun. I will admit. If I could have just like one day where I just go wild on politics. A lot of listeners around here wouldn't like my views, but it would be fun. It'd be so fun, and it would be easy because there's so much content. No, instead I gotta dig deep into Reddit, looking at the Gen Z subreddit. For some reason, Reddit has been feeding me Gen Z posts all the time. I don't know why. And then I start reading them, and so I'm sure I get more of them. Like this one. How many of you are actively quitting social media and living a better life? This was posted on Reddit. Is Reddit not a social media site? I mean, I thought Reddit was classified as social media. Let's see. Is Reddit social media? How Reddit stacks up against social media peers. Social media platform Reddit's blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so Reddit is social media. So if you're posting on Reddit, hey, how many of you are actively quitting social media? 0 who are responding to this post on Reddit, the social media website. Has Gen Z always been pretty active on Reddit, or is this a new thing? I thought it was just like old nerds. Old nerds like me. Pretty soon, it's going to be all Riz this and, you know, all these terms I don't understand, and Reddit's ruined. It is a good site to get news. I'll give you that. I, for the most part, can find content there. I just wonder why I'm just getting loaded with Gen Z stuff. You know, and a lot of lists. We already talked about enough lists. As I was digging, it's like, okay, the scariest movies of all time. Yeah, who cares? I did find a link to an article about a woman in Maryland bought 25 lottery tickets with the same numbers on them and won about $600,000. Okay. I guarantee that this person is not coming out ahead. If you buy lottery tickets and you put the same numbers on them and you buy 25 of them at a time, sure, if you actually win, you're going to win big. But how many years has this person been buying 25 lottery tickets at a time and losing? You know, you have a much better odds of winning if you buy 25 tickets and they all have different numbers, right? I would think so. Why can't I win on one lottery ticket? Oh yeah, I don't buy them very often. All right, let's check the Powerball numbers. Shout out to Dave at the Idaho Lottery, who never comes by anymore. Dave, what's your problem, bro? Thought we were homies. I haven't seen Dave probably like pre-pandemic or something. He's just gone. Maybe he doesn't work there anymore. I don't know. 154 million on Powerball. All right, but Mega Millions tickets are cheaper. So let's see what we got for Mega Millions. Dun, 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 dun. 358 million with the drawing on Friday. I might as well try, right? Might as well try. What about Lotto America? See, that's the one that you got the better odds. I don't ever buy that one either, but, you know, most people don't because it's a lower jackpot. Still $6 million. I could go for that, even when they chop it in half and you give the government half from your lotto winnings. Better odds of winning. I'll take $3 million. That'd be great. I don't know if it's quite, retirement money, not have to work anymore, but maybe. I don't think 1 million would cut it anymore, but 3 might. Invested in crypto, right? No, I'm just kidding. I was just reading about the wedding bee list. Something I've never heard of before. But I guess somebody was really offended by this. This woman received an invitation, or what she thought was an invitation, to a friend's wedding in the mail. But instead, she was invited to tune into the live stream. And I guess this was a fairly big wedding. But still, I'm thinking about this. What if you had the option? Like, yeah, I promise I'll check out the live stream of it. Sorry, you've heard me talk about weddings before. Generally, most weddings, very boring. They are. I think you could make them fun. Just most people don't. They take it too seriously. Like, needs to be the most special ceremony of all time and nice and quiet and peaceful. And I don't know. I could see, you're walking into a wedding. You've got a little bit of the pre-party going on. Got the tunes cranked up. I don't know. Get yourself some 9-inch nails. Blasting throughout whatever room you're going to get hitched in. You got some good food. Get somebody to, go ahead and do the actual ceremony who's not a total dullard. Make it a little bit more exciting. So if you've got the option of tuning into a live stream and not actually going to the wedding, that, in most cases, is probably going to be a great option. I've been to a few weddings that were all right. My friend Charlie, he had this kind of medieval themed wedding. It was at the park in Lava Hot Springs. I was in the wedding as well, and I had to wear like some kind of a stupid shirt. No offense, Charlie. It was fun. Your wedding was great. Because it was different. It was, had some unique things going on. There's the legendary picture of me and Dan Ditto. We're both on a little rocking horse at the children's playground. It pops up on Facebook to this day fairly often. See, you need some memorable moments like that. An event that's not taken too seriously. All right? So anyhow, this woman, she says her feelings were hurt. And I guess if they were like really good friends and they're like, we invited all these other people to the actual ceremony, but what if they just know you're like, you might enjoy the live stream more? And then you could be like, I swear I watched the live stream. I promise. I don't know. You might want to throw that out there as an option for people. It's not too hard to live stream either. You can do it from your phone. Just put a phone on a tripod. Boom. There you go. Live stream. It's not going to be the world's best quality, but, it's a wedding. Think people are going to care that much? No. I'm not trying to trash on weddings. Again, earlier on the show, I mentioned there are good reasons to get married. I'm not anti-marriage by any means. I just think that most weddings kind of suck. They're not fun. And I think if you're going to throw a party, make it fun, all right? Better tunes, please. You can walk down the aisle to whatever you want. Did you know that? You can. There aren't rules, all right? Well, as the morning show host here for the last decade, I'm sure you've heard me talk about sleep before. The lack of it that I deal with from time to time. I just found some type of a guide. Perfect Your Sleep. Tools for optimizing sleep. Sleep is the absolute foundation of your mental health, your physical health, and your performance in all endeavors. So here's what you need to do to perfect your sleep, and let's see how many of these things I do. All right, number one, It says waking okay, so it kind of breaks down your whole day. So waking until 3 hours after waking. Within 30 to 60 minutes after you wake up, view sunlight. Okay, I can't do that. There is no sun. I suppose I could put one of those sun lamps, in my bedroom or bathroom or something. And that would be sort of like viewing sunlight. I mean, don't look at the sun. Don't stare into the sun. It's bad for your eyes. Just, I don't know, see sunlight from an angle. Look at it on the wall or something. I don't know. All right. You also need to increase your body temperature. 1 to 3 minutes of a cold shower will release adrenaline and epinephrine. It will increase your core body temperature. You want to wake up and immediately take a cold shower? I already can't view the sun. That sounds horrible. 1 to 3 minutes. I mean, it'll wake you up. And then do a little bit of exercise. Yeah, I've thought about that in the morning, but I mean, it's 4:45. It just seems like, I don't know, too early for that. Drink caffeine. Okay, that one I do, but they say you should wait and drink the caffeine 90 minutes or 2 hours after waking, so you don't feel the need to drink more in the afternoon. I mean, I'm feeling the need to drink more right now. Usually I have my second dose of coffee at about 10 a.m. What time are people waking up who follow this Perfect Your Sleep Tools for Optimizing Sleep guide? Because, I mean, I suppose I could wait. No, actually, I'd have to wake up even earlier. Because I have got to have coffee before I do the morning show. Like, if you tune in at 6 a.m., I've talked about this recently on the show. Sometimes the 6 o'clock hour can be one of the best hours of the show because I've got all the content in the world. Usually the worst hour of the show is the 9 o'clock hour because I've used up all the content and I should probably circle back to what I did earlier on the show and just redo it for the people who, weren't listening at 6 a.m. But, yeah, I got to have coffee to be able to do a killer show for the people listening at 6. I don't want to just come in and be like, oh, I'm tired, so we're just going to listen to music. Okay, start the show at 7. I haven't had my coffee yet. Also, let's see, breakfast or fasting. All right, I don't generally eat breakfast because I don't feel like having breakfast at 5 a.m. Okay? Every once in a while, I'll have a snack during the morning show, but for the most part, I have a lunch at 10 a.m. and then I have dinner at 4 or 5. The end. Okay, it's okay to nap. And then it says you shouldn't exercise too late in the afternoon. Also, don't have caffeine after 4 and continue viewing sunlight. Then at night, turn the lights off. Yeah, no kidding. Take a hot bath, cool down your room, and don't drink any booze. Well, yeah, obviously, if you wake up at the time I do, nothing is going to make 6 a.m. at work worse than booze the night before. Oh, that'd be a horrible day at work. I've done it back in the day. Even if it's 1 or 2, it's amazing what that'll do to you if you got to be to work at 6 a.m. It sucks. It sucks. Also, take vitamins. Train yourself to be a nose breather while you're sleeping. Use medical tape to tape your mouth shut while you sleep. All right, this list is kind of wild here at times. Tape your mouth shut? I mean, even my sleep doctor never recommended that one. They're like, here's a CPAP. And if you have your mouth hanging open, you're not going to snore, bro. Here's a full face mask. Be consistent with sleep times and waking times. Well, my cats do their best to make that happen. But I still, when the weekend rolls around, I try to sleep as late as I can. And I try to stay up as late as I can, too. I'm terrible with keeping my sleep schedule regular. I'm horrible with it, but I don't want to go to bed early. I only do it because I have to. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back for the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem powered by Jalisco's. I don't know. Yesterday I tried to do Ask Me Almost Anything. Didn't get a lot of questions. I mean, we had a few. So I don't know. I like doing that when I'm the only one here because it gets somebody else on the show. You, the listener. So maybe we'll give it a whirl today. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll find something. But yeah, I'll probably dump whatever I do on the noon hour onto the podcast edition of my show for today as well, since it's going to be probably just me. I don't know. Josh Tyler's back in the house today. We'll see what he's up to. Y'all have a good... Oh, geez, I said y'all. I saw on the Gen Z subreddit, it's cringe to say y'all. And at some point, I started saying y'all years ago because I thought it was funny. So whatever, Gen Z. I'll say y'all all I want, and y'all can shut up about it. If you want to call me, 208-535-1015, the number to call for some Ask Me Almost Anything action. In the meantime, let's go to the phones. K-Bear, what's up?
Not much, Victor. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Who's this?
This is Dan.
Dan, what you got for a question for me today?
Would you ever consider painting your entire house in a substance that just absorbs light so at night your house just shines bright like glow in the dark?
Yeah, I think I'd do that. Why not? Because I don't know. Would my house be a weird, like, light green color during the day, or could it be like straight black and then it glows at night?
I thought about straight black, but I think when the sun hits it, it just might cook your house.
That's what I always heard. But my house is essentially painted black, and prior to that, it was like a beige color. I've really noticed no difference. I also worked in a business that we painted like, jet black. No trees around it, anything like that. Sun beat down on it all day. I don't think it made much difference as far as the temperature inside. I think we got a little bit of myth, urban legend going on in there, but I'd have to get a scientist involved to find out for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That glow in the dark stuff. I think you can probably get it in a clear coat if you ever did something like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Sure. I'm all down with making my house and yard as wacky as possible. I just don't have the money to do so.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, if I had all the dough in the world, my house would look really dumb. I'd have somebody paint the whole front of it in a giant mural. So,
Very much.
So yeah, I'd be down. What about you? Would you do that?
Probably not, just because it's like a giant light bulb in the middle of the night.
Well, if inside you've got those blackout curtains, then you're only bothering the neighbors. So, yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate that question today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Dan. I hope you have a great rest of the week, man.
You too, man. Thank you.
Right on. See ya. 208-535-1015, the number to call for Ask Me Almost Anything. K-Bear, you're live on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing? This is Anthony.
Anthony, I'm great, man. Yourself?
Oh, not so bad. Just heading back to work.
Right on, man. So you got a question for the program today?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could spell candy with 2 letters.
If I could spell candy with 2
can
letters.
You spell candy with 2 letters.
Is this going to be some kind of an inappropriate joke, sir, that's going to get me in trouble?
Absolutely not.
Candy with 2 letters. I know this is something
candy with 2 letters.
I know I'm going to end up like punching myself or something when you tell me how to do this, because this is obviously some kind of a riddle, or I'm guessing potentially inappropriate joke. But we'll go with
no.
We'll go with the riddle. I have no idea, Anthony. What do you got?
All right, C and Y.
C and Y. All right.
Yes,
geez.
sir. It stumped me for like 10 minutes. My wife had me.
Yeah, that should have been pretty obvious. It should have. But I don't think people tune in and listen to me for intelligent responses, so.
I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the call and the question today.
All right. Later, man.
Bye. See and why. Mm-hmm. 208-535-1015 is the number to call for Ask Me Almost Anything. Those of you who were calling and hung up while I was on that call, I could put you on hold, but I don't like to do it. Okay, now the lines are all lit back up. Thank you for your patience. K-Bear, you're live on Ask Me Almost Anything. Who's this?
This is Daff.
And what's your question for the show?
If you weren't a radio DJ, what other job would you have?
I want to be a rock and roll star. I don't know. That's another roll the dice, and you're very like. I feel like I kind of won a job lotto because not a lot of people are able to do what I do, and it actually, be what you can do for your normal job. I mean, I would probably attempt to do what I do, but online. I'd like YouTube videos, Twitch. Podcasting. Okay. And if I couldn't do anything that's even similar to what I do here, man, I think I'd want to be a tour guide somewhere.
You'd be good at that one.
Yeah, like I've always said, if I could drive the trolley in Sedona, because if you're driving the Jeeps up in the mountains, that seems like it's going to hurt your back eventually. It's all these bumpy roads. I think if you're just driving the old people around on the trolley, and, you just tell them about the landmark. Check that out there. Look at that. Then I think I could handle that kind of job. And you get the big tips from the rich tourists. So
exactly.
Yeah. Maybe like a tour guide in Jackson. Yeah. You probably make some bank. Make some bank. So, yeah, I think that as soon as I get fired from radio, which, it seems like it happens to everybody in radio, anybody who needs a tour guide, I'm your guy.
Exactly.
So there you go, man. Hey, good question. I don't think that one's come up on the air before, at least that I recall.
All righty.
Hey, man, have a good one.
You too.
Peace. K-Bear, you're live on Ask Me Almost Anything. Who's this?
R. Dizzle.
R. Dizzle. Well, welcome to the noon hour of madness and mayhem, R. Dizzle. What you got for me?
What is your opinion on airsoft, and would you ever go?
On airsoft?
Yeah, kind of like LARPing, but use BB guns.
Okay. I'm familiar with airsoft guns, but explain to me what airsofting would be. I know you said it's like LARPing, so a little bit of. Are you pretending to be in the military and you shoot your friends? How does it work?
Yep, pretty much. So, as you can imagine, a bunch of nerdy kids dressed up. There's even some guys that have real military night vision, and you play at night.
Oh, wow.
Like $10,000 sets of night vision.
Jeez.
And, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so, yeah, there's actually a page. You should look it up. It's called East Idaho Airsoft.
East Idaho Airsoft. Let me Google this up here. I mean, yep. Okay, I've never been shot with an airsoft gun. Does it hurt?
If you're all dressed up, it doesn't. But if you're in a t-shirt, we've actually had BBs enter somebody's body, get stuck under their skin.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm kind of a wuss, and I would be concerned that it would hurt, and I'd look like a weakling amongst the crew. I found the website.
There's 8-year-old kids that go and play, so I think it'd be all right.
Oh, so I'd be even more embarrassed when an 8-year-old kid shot me, and I'm like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah, there's actually one running around with a minigun. It has 4 barrels, and it shoots really fast, and
wow.
You got to watch out for him.
Yeah, I'm scoping out some of the pics of at least one of the crews on the website here on the Make Friends tab. So looks like some serious business. Those are pretty cool looking airsoft guns. I don't know. I mean, it looks like a good time to me. I've never done that, but I would think it would be pretty fun. So
yeah, well, if you're open to new things, August 17th at the Haunted Hospital in St. Anthony, they're doing a game inside the Haunted Hospital. It's going to be really creepy and dark, and
Well, that sounds really cool.
It's going to be fun. So
You said August 17th?
August 17th, starting at 4 p.m.
All right. And let's see.
And you can find all the details on that Facebook page, East Idaho Airsoft.
Oh, okay. I was on the main website. So.
Okay. Well, maybe you
yeah.
could-
I was going to say you guys need to update the event calendar on the main website there.
Yeah.
But cool, man. Yeah, if I can make it out that way, I do get out to St. Anthony from time to time. It's a Saturday night. Sounds like fun. So, yeah, I mean, I ain't got no gear. Do you guys, if you show up to an event, is there ways for people to rent gear, things like that?
Oh, yes. There's gear rentals. You can pick what gun you want, this and that. It's pretty sweet.
All right, man. Well, cool.
And it's $10 to get in. And I think it's like 20 for a rental.
Okay, that ain't too bad at all. So
yeah. So
all right,
yep.
Our Dizzle sounds pretty sweet, and
shizzle.
I appreciate you calling and letting me know, man. I didn't know we had these kind of groups around here, so that's pretty cool.
I didn't either. I made a promise to a kid that I worked with. He was going on a mission, and I said, you know what? Because I was kind of tired of him asking me. I was like, you know what? I'll go with you before you leave. And I have spent probably over $2,000 on it now. So,
well, it must be a pretty good time. And one time way back in the day, I did some paintball, and that was really fun too. I'm not very what's the word I'm looking for here? Athletic. When it comes to the running and hiding, I'm very clumsy. I got mowed down. But it was fun.
Well, good thing about airsoft is you can always buy a sniper and lay down in the weeds and just pick some kids off.
Yeah, maybe that's my job. I'm the guy up in the hills.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. Very cool. Well, thanks for all the info. And anybody else listening, East Idaho Airsoft, if you're looking for something fun to do, it sounds like a great time, man.
Well, thanks for chatting with me.
Anytime. That's what this feature's all about. So I appreciate you calling in.
Anytime.
Right on, man. Have a good rest of the week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right. See? Look at that. Look at that variety of topics we discussed on a little bit of Ask Me Almost Anything. I'd love to keep it going throughout the hour. Like I said, I've got content if need be, but if y'all want to I said y'all again. I'm trying to get myself out of saying y'all because I read that Gen Z don't like it. Anyway, if y'all want to continue doing this feature, call me after the next song and we'll do some more questions. All right? Because I think it's fun. I like talking with my peeps, my K-Bear Rock Army. All right, caller. Remind me your name again.
It's Dan.
Dan. Maybe I didn't even ask when I first picked up the phone. I don't know.
Oh, you're good, man.
So Dan called because I don't know. Did you notice that from a picture or from a video we posted online or something?
I think it was a video, but it was when you are drawing names out of a box.
Gotcha. So Dan, about a year ago or so, made Peaches a magnetic wallet. And now what is this made out? Is this gator?
It's actually cowhide, gator imprint.
Okay, cowhide with a gator imprint. Okay. And then it's got these eyes on it. It's a cool red color. And I don't remember how this all played out, but Peaches was showing it to me. I slapped it on the mic stand because it magnetized on there. And I just think it looks like a really cool mic stand addition. So if anybody has seen this red thing with an eye on it in any of our videos or photos we've posted from in the studio, Dan, you did an awesome job with that, man. This thing's way cool. I didn't know where Peaches got it, so it's cool to talk to the guy who made it.
Right on. Yeah, that was a fun piece to make.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't decide to take it home because I think it looks best on the microphone. Like I told you, then it's not in a pocket getting all scuffed up. It's got these sweet glass eyes, and it just looks cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So do you do that kind of thing just for fun? Do you make other stuff?
I do. I do wallets, nice sheaths, gun holsters.
Okay, nice. Well, very cool, man. Very cool. I think it's sweet, and it has not moved from this microphone since the day that Peaches had it in here. So,
Right on.
so thanks, man, for your contribution to making our studio look sweet.
Very welcome.
Right on, Dan. We have a good rest of the week, man.
Y'all too.
Peace. K-Bear, you are live on Ask Me Almost Anything on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. Who's this?
Hey, Crazy Carl, Victor, how you doing, man?
Crazy Carl. I'm doing good, man. What did you call to plug today?
Dude, so about the drag races, man, I'm sorry about that, dude.
No,
we had
we're
like
just-
1,500 people. It was absolutely awesome. Just
Oh,
full
good.
of adrenaline. Oh, it was great. So on that note, what would it take to get you and Sergeant Crane in high heels and do a drag race and live stream it?
Yeah, we sort of talked about that, didn't we?
We did.
On
Touched
Traffic
on it a
School?
little bit.
You know, I think it probably wouldn't take too much. We'd have to find the shoes, which
Right.
I don't know what his feet are like, but, you know, I'd need some, you know, my feet are wide, so I'd need some very strange high heels. But, you know, for a good cause and or just for fun, I would think he'd be down to do it. So,
Right.
yeah, we just have
Right.
to kind of line it up and make it happen. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to race against Lieutenant Crane, though. He's, you know, he runs the figure eight races and he's a police officer. I think he
Right.
probably has better racing skills than me.
Little advantage going there.
Yeah,
Right, right.
like I think he would have to have the, you know, like stripper style high heels that are really tall to kind of give me an
Right.
advantage. Maybe I just wear flats, you know?
Give him the Gene Simmons boots.
Yeah, and I just wear kind of, you know, regular ladies' shoes.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And on another note, I think you guys should go BB shooting and see who's a better shot.
Oh, you know, go out and shoot BBs and see who's a better shot, me or a lieutenant with the state police. Now, it's been a while since I went out shooting. I've always done pretty good. I mean, but I would imagine versus a state cop, again, I'm going to lose. Can't we go me and Lieutenant Crane? Who can make a better riff? Come on, I'll take him on. Yeah.
Hey, go 2 for 3, right?
Yeah, we need to have the me versus Crane Olympics of some sort where there are various fields that each of us are good in, and maybe, you know, one of us somehow surprises the other and takes them out in something that they thought for sure they would win in.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be incredible. We need to make a list, man, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
you know, maybe we get a thread going on the K-Bear group on Facebook. What would be, you know, some good events in the Victor Wilt versus Lieutenant Crane Olympic Games, and see what listeners can come up with.
Oh, with the Olympics, that'd be perfect timing.
Yeah,
perfect
it's a good
time.
Yeah, it's topical right now.
Right. No doubt. No doubt.
So, all right.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for your time, Victor. You guys have a good week, man.
Hey, you too, Crazy Carl. Good to hear from you, man.
You, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Let's talk about people getting duped by the internet. I didn't even see this one yesterday, but there was apparently some kind of article making the rounds, or I don't know if it was a meme, that a truck had overturned in Casper, Wyoming, spilling hundreds of deadly king cobras all over the roadway, and then they just got loose. Now, this was not real news, and every article that I bring up here trying to find out what happened is like, please subscribe, give us $3 a month. Like, I'm not subscribing to some rando Wyoming newspaper in the middle of nowhere. I don't care. All right, thank you to Times Now World about the accident on I-25 in Casper, Wyoming, releasing hundreds of king cobras. Truth behind viral post. Okay, it was a Facebook post shared by Casper Planet. Post claimed that the incident occurred around 6 a.m. on Monday when a semi-truck carrying king cobras from a research lab in Colorado to another in Montana overturned. And people started panicking about this. You know, even my friend Justin Pierce from 105 The Hawk, he's like, All right, how long does it take a king cobra to get from Casper, Wyoming to here? How fast do they travel? The post was shared over 17,000 times within 5 hours, and it was just made up. Just made up, all right? Casper Planet, as noted in its Facebook bio, is a satire account. It's not real. And this is the problem with the world we're living in now. I complain about it on the morning show often enough. People will believe anything they see online. I was eating lunch a little while ago because I have my lunch early. And I just fired up YouTube. You know, usually I work while I'm having lunch, but today I was slacking. I was actually having a lunch break. So I was watching a little bit of YouTube, and I guess, no, it was show prep. I was still working because I'm talking about it right now. If you listen to my morning show, you have possibly heard me mention Joe Rogan before. I used to love listening to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. I started listening to it in like 2013 or something, a long time ago. And maybe it was even before that, because actually I think I was doing a podcast in like 2012, 2013. Now, back then, hardly anybody was listening to the Rogan show. He had like a message board and, you know, it was just kind of an underground thing. It was about the beginning of the pandemic. He really blew up. And then he moved to Texas, and the pandemic cooked his brain. And I don't know if it's just hanging around a bunch of rich people in Texas and making $100 million a year, but Joe Rogan is not the Joe Rogan he used to be. And it's very disappointing as a fan of what that show was, what it has turned into. And it gets to be so aggravating to watch sometimes because he's turned into this old boomer who will believe anything that he sees online. Well, I was happy to see this video from his show a few days ago. What was the name of... I can't remember the name of the guest. Let me fire up the Joe Rogan subreddit here. But anyway, Joe's got his assistant, I don't know what you call it, producer, whatever, Jamie, who will occasionally jump in and, you know, fact check Joe, which is really, really good. Because I have heard Joe Rogan in the past 4 years spread some information that I'm like, dude, come on, where are you hearing this? And how can you spread it to all of your listeners as if it's fact? You got to look these things up, man, because people take what he says at face value. He's the most popular podcaster in the world, all right? Okay, you know how people watch, like, the news? They'll watch those 24-hour news channels that are terrible, like, you know, Fox and CNN, garbage channels. Anyway, Joe Rogan has way more people listening to him than probably all of the 24-hour news networks combined. So when he's on there just spouting stuff off that you're going, what? What are you talking about, man? It's good to see that he's got Jamie fact-checking him. There was a video from, it was the other day when he had this guy, Michael Malice, on, and Joe kept bringing up all kinds of different crazy things, and both the guest, Michael Malice, who I'm not really sure who he is, but both him and Jamie were like, dude, Joe, what are you talking about, man? Like, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds crazy. And so they were just fact-checking him, like the whole show. There's, I want to say, like a 15-minute video of all of these different things where Joe's just like, I can't believe I'm getting fooled by the internet again. And it just goes to show when you get trapped in a bubble of information, it could be the people he follows on social media, maybe whatever accounts he's viewing on Instagram and Twitter. It could be the people he's hanging out with. When you get stuck in an information loop, you get cut off from reality, which is why I always encourage people to look at a news story from a lot of different perspectives. If you see something that sounds kind of crazy, go look up that same story on Google News. Go to Google and punch the basics of that story into the search and go to news and see the way that story is being presented by a variety of news sources. And you can probably figure out, you know, where the truth lies in this thing, because 24-hour news networks, their entire goal, it seems anymore, is to keep people so engaged through outrage. They're not concerned about actually informing people anymore. They're entertainment, and they want to keep you tuned in. And one of the best ways to keep you tuned in, as well as engaged, like posting on their social media pages and sharing their stories, is by misconstruing the news or just straight up making it up to keep people completely outraged and driving more people to go check out these news sources. It's wild. It's wild. But unfortunately, most people find their one news source and they're like, that's where I get my news. That is my place. And they don't look outside of that. And so if you've got yourself and your friends, your family, and you're all tuned, getting all your information from just this one place, and you're all feeding it to each other, and then your social media, which also just sits there and feeds you what you want to see. Like if you click like on an article on Facebook, it's going, or a certain type of post, it's going to give you more of that. If you're on YouTube and you watch a video, go back to your homepage. All of a sudden, you're going to have 10 videos about that same subject and from the same perspective. All social media and all news wants to keep you coming back for more. So they feed you more of what they know you like. All right? And it's hard to break it, because I've tried to break my YouTube algorithm to show me the other perspective, because I've got a certain perspective on things. I lean in a certain direction when it comes to things like politics and such. But I want to know how the other side is presenting stuff. So I will attempt to break my YouTube feed and get it to show me other stuff. It's really hard because it keeps track of what you watch and how long you watch it. If you watch a few minutes, a few seconds of a video, YouTube knows you don't want more of that. If you sit down and watch the full thing, they'll just load your feed up with that. So it's just something to keep in mind that your social media feed is literally feeding you the delicious snacks that your mind craves most. And people don't like being confronted with different viewpoints and, potentially having a political belief system, for example, tinkered with or potentially chipped away at. It's much easier to just, consume the morsels that you're used to sucking down. So just try to get yourself as much perspective as possible when it comes to any type of issue. Because you'll end up like Joe, like Rogan, where your feed is pumping you so full of misinformation that, as someone who has listened to Rogan's show for well over a decade, some of the stuff I saw him buying into in that video that's in his subreddit, it was painful for me because he's not an idiot. He can do some dumb things just like me, but he's not an idiot. And that's what I think a lot of people have difficulty understanding is, really, really smart people can get duped into believing ludicrous things when you're just pummeled with it and the other pieces of information never come your way. And I think that's what's going on with Joe Rogan. Like I said, it was, as a fan of his, painful. It was super painful to watch. And now, I'm not the same type of fan I was. His show is not what it used to be. I don't really listen to it anymore. If you've still got people talking about COVID and how rough the remember all the, how it was with the masks and it's like, dude, enough. It's 2024. Stop. So I just can't listen to that. And also if you're trying to listen to somebody who makes $100 million a year complain about how rough it is, it's tough for me. It's tough for me and that's just from the Spotify job. Probably making a lot more than $100 million a year. Oh, but the world's all coming down. Yeah. Maybe shut down that social media feed for a bit. All right, I know I just talked for a long time. It was one of those days today. Some days I talk a lot. So I will not talk for the rest of the show, okay? I'm out of here. The noon hour of madness and mayhem, powered by Jalisco's. I think I need a Chipotle burrito now. Got to refuel. All right, thanks. You're all the best. Appreciate you listening. Thank you. Thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program's a production of River. Why can't I say that?
No,
God.
I have to say Riverbend Media Group.
Riverbend Media Group. This program's a production of God. This program's a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.